Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today what I'm going to show you, like I've done in a previous video where I made a complete meal out of Bulletproof coffee, I'm going to show you how to make a complete meal out of something else. Now, what I've done is I've taken frozen kale, I've taken frozen spinach, and frozen beet greens. That's the green part on top of the beets. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that into a bulletproof meal. All right? Now, of course, you've seen this. I've used this numerous times. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put my kale in there. Okay? I use frozen kale. All right? And because it lasts longer. I put a whole big bag in the freezer and I take out what I want. All right? I'm going to then take my spinach and my beet greens and I'm going to throw them in here too. All right? Now, I'm going to put a little bit of water, not much, just enough to add for, just depends on the texture, and a little bit of ice. All right. Now, with that, I'm going to also put in my 2 tablespoons of butter. And again, this is Kerrygold butter, and I've talked about this and the benefits of Kerrygold butter before. If you want to just check out some of my other videos, I've talked about it. So we'll drop that in there. And I'm also going to put in a pinch of pink Himalayan sea salt. Just because on keto, you want to get your salt in because you want to get your electrolytes in. You need to make sure that your electrolytes are back to where they need to be. Because when you lose weight in the very beginning, you're losing a lot of that water. 3.7 roughly grams of water for every carbohydrate that you deplete from your body. And it's not coming back. So you need to drink extra water on the keto diet. And you need to make sure you get your electrolytes in because that's going to keep you from feeling the symptoms of the keto flu or to feel lightheaded or feel nauseated. So it's all these little steps that you want to take in order to get past that. Now, the next thing I'm going to put in is bone broth. Now, you can get it in any kind you want. This is Fire and Kettle. This is a little pricier, but it's actually really, really good quality bone broth. I found this at the grocery store. It's just a small container of it. This is what I'll be using today. I also have this. This is I got this on Amazon. It's just another version of bone broth. And of course I got this at the grocery store too. That's another version of bone broth. That's it. I hope you can see that. All right. What I'll also be putting in is, again, my MCT oil. Now, depending on what time of the day you're doing this, if you're doing this in the later evening, which I don't recommend, this is usually around a midday kind of meal. You could either put more MCT oil in or not. And any one of these ingredients, if you don't like it, just either find an alternative or do something else with it. Now, I also put in a little bit of my stevia because this needs to be a little sweeter for me. Because it's just, for me, I don't like it any other way. I've tried it without the stevia, and I use 1/4 teaspoon, and I've tried it, and it just doesn't work out for me. All right, let's pour in the bone broth. Now, some people like to heat that bone broth up and make other meals out of it, where you could add the butter and bone broth and MCT oil just by themselves and make it a bulletproof bone broth. And that's an idea for you to use to get your electrolytes in, to get your fats in for the day without getting the caffeine or anything else like that. Now, of course, there are substitutes for the MCT oil. I talked about the MCT powder before. I've talked about ghee before. And I've talked about collagen and coconut oil. We all know about. Coconut oil is our friend. So, again, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and then mix this up. Gets a little loud. Now that's it. And then just pour it into your cup and enjoy. Now, if you do like to have a salad all the time, that's fine. Have a salad. Get your greens in that way. It's totally up to you. this is just another version of what I use sometimes, just to break up the idea of eating a salad every day or anything like that. Now, this doesn't mix up your fiber. It doesn't stop anything. The vitamins are still in there. So all you're doing is just basically you're chopping them all up. It's just another thought, another suggestion in how to keep going with your ketogenic diet. I know it gets boring, especially being on the basic kind of keto that I do, but just to break it up a little bit with something here and there without trying to recreate something that you used to eat, which give you that comfort food feeling, because we don't want to get back into a comfort feeling with food. If that was what got us to where we were before. Some people, it's a matter of comfort food. It's a matter of depression. It's a matter of just boredom, something. But I try to just make it just about fuel. My food is fuel. And I know that's not for everybody, but that works for me. And you have to do what works for you. I'm just going to give you suggestions, and I hope you keep on the keto path. I hope you keep doing this. I hope you keep watching my channel. And if you like the way I teach keto, go ahead and suggest it to some of your friends. Share my website or my channel here. Share some of my videos on your social media network. Do whatever you want to do. I appreciate all the help and support. I appreciate all the subscribers, the questions. I try to answer as many as I can. I try to help as many people as I can, because when I started, there wasn't a lot of people out there that were helping and that knew enough about keto. So I ended up having to learn so much of it on my own through trial and error, through going to seminars and watching some of these guys that were out there pioneering when people were telling them they were stupid and ignorant and they shouldn't do what they're doing, and still today. Just recently, that 2017 op-ed that came out, I guess, that tried to claim that the keto diet was a bad diet, and then they didn't even understand the basics of it. They called it a high-protein diet, and those of us on keto know it's not a high-protein diet. So in this drink, back to this drink, you will get protein through your bone broth. You will get electrolytes. You will get MCT oil. You will get your fats. You will get your energy. Through the butter, you'll get sustained energy. You'll get your fats. Through your greens, you'll get your iron and everything else. And after that, and the reason I use some of these more bitter greens is because of a fattier liver, and I want to make sure that I clean that fattier liver out. I want to make sure that it never comes back and I never have it, and that my liver is fully functioning. Because you can get to the brink of a bad liver, and you could rebuild it, and you could bring it back from its deathbed, I guess is what you want to call it. All right, enjoy. I hope this video is helpful to you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks again. Bye.